Yeah, that's definitely a pumpkin.
Yup.
How do you keep the pumpkin from getting on fire?
We are live, by the way.
Hello.
It's like we are live, by the way. It's like we're talking about art right now.
We
Hello,
are talking
chat.
about art right now, but the
Eels
thing
in
is,
that?
I also...
I think not.
I also said, sort of, was it, hey, I'm pressing the confirm and go live button. Don't do anything stupid. And
Well, too bad.
How do you keep that pumpkin alight? We're live, by the way.
No, that's not the problem. The problem is how do you keep it from burning?
Yeah, it's not even... First of all, it's already dead, Silver. It's a matter of catching it on fire. Oh my god, we're fading jack-o'-lanterns way out of season.
You better not be wearing heels with that outfit.
They are.
What? Let's wear a full suit and then wear sandals. That sounds like a good idea.
Yes, it's the middle of the beginning of winter. Let's dress up like sweaty nurses.
It's October. What are you doing? No, that's.
No, you brought that out of context.
However,
Matt,
I just said that before we
however, Matt,
that's on key.
That idea would not be, that idea would not be something that Mia would be opposed to.
Yeah, I know these characters. I run these sessions. I have a decent grasp on the world.
Hello, Seth.
Explain to me. Hello.
I have a question.
Oh, okay.
Why is there a llama in a bow tie surrounded by fire?
Oh, a what?
A llama in a bow tie surrounded by fire.
What map are you even on?
In the top right.
Oh yeah, that's right. I need to open up the Roll20. Hold on.
Oh, that's right. What I need to do is I need to zoom
the top
out and
right.
see.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I am so sorry. I am slow today.
In the jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, you mean of the art, not of the map?
Yeah, I don't play your silly game.
You say... Oh, yeah, speaking of which, get on the Roll20 while I'm doing introductions. Hello, everyone. We've got an off-topic to start, because we've started off-topic. My name is, Matt.
It was an important off-topic.
It was not important. It was just dudes being dudes. We have my
yes, it was important.
dude being, Keat. Hello, Keat. How are you doing today?
I have been banned from dressing as a medical officer.
Meme name?
Don't worry, I'll be drawing that later.
How are you doing, my fellow dude?
Just dudes being dudes.
Just dudes being dudes. Meme name.
I'll draw that later.
We're live,
I'm alright. Doing
yeah.
alright. There's
Awesome.
just a lot of noise and everything.
Yes.
Actually, for fun, I'll draw it for Halloween for you, Keith. How's that sound?
Another one of the dudes just being dudes before this began. Hello, Carl.
Hi.
And then we have everyone's favorite, person who likes overreacting to me not knowing something from the 16th century, Qua, or, fucking Doth, as I call him.
16th century? You don't know what years photo came out?
It's called exaggeration, Keat.
Oh, you use that facetious excuse again. I understand. Head tap.
Keat, I've told you a million times not to exaggerate. Yeah. Anyways, hello, Seth. How are you doing? Yep.
What's up, furry?
Don't encourage him.
Jeez, you're already calling me name a furry. You haven't even had a full conversation with him.
I'm calling you a furry, dumbass.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
God, now you're pulling the kind of thing Seth does and saying, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a furry.
No,
we need to have a talk.
No, we do not need to have a talk.
Furry.
I
don't know what you're talking about.
Today is gonna be a fun session. Yes.
My God.
Wait, so you turned into a furry this session? Jesus freaking Christ! What did I miss?
Look,
finally
Rat Matt.
Guys, like legitimately.
He's only a furry on full moons.
Guys, please calm down. We haven't even got into the freaking recap yet. It's like
you haven't introduced everyone. What are you talking about?
I've literally introduced everyone.
No, you didn't.
You haven't gotten to me.
Oh, right.
Wow.
How about fair?
To be fair, I got accused of this last week when I had already done it. Hello, Silver. Sorry about that.
What?
Yeah.
I'm the forgotten child of the family.
Yeah, not every week. Apparently last week I forgot.
Excuse me.
Apparently last week I forgot to introduce Carl. Motherfucker,
You did.
what the? I did not.
Yes, you did.
You did.
How could I forget about Carl? I've known him for fucking years.
You had a senior moment.
Wow, that makes it even worse.
Oh my god, no, Keith, you weren't there that session. Seth just likes accusing me of this shit. You finally got me.
I'm just clarifying with you here. Did you introduce meme name?
Yes.
Yay.
Okay.
Yes.
What about
Just making sure.
I did.
You almost forgot to introduce me, so I forgot to make
sure. I forgot to introduce Silver this week, but I got everyone else. Yeah, I already got him.
I was gonna say I'm the middle child. Everybody forgets about the middle child.
I'm positive about that. Because I introduced him, and he didn't really say anything, because I think it was Keith who said something when I introduced him.
Yeah, that's my job.
Yeah, except, like, again,
As I said, I am the middle child of this group. Everybody forgets about the middle child.
No. It's like, oh, jeez.
Pat's head.
Oh, jeez. We are
unhinged today.
I am always
welcome to the insanity. Anyways, digressing.
Welcome to Path To Create Nihil. With some shenanigans on the side. Whether you asked for it or not.
To be fair, this show is marked as a comedy show. So, shenanigans are part of the appeal. But regardless.
And whether you asked for them or not, it is mandatory.
It's not mandatory, but it's expected. So, who's doing recap? Carl, do recap. Both sessions last week. You were here for both of them. I think you misunderstand, Carl. This is not a recording.
Yeah, Carl.
I understand. I understand. And I'm like, what the fuck happened on Saturday? The only thing I remember is stuff that involved my character.
Your character was here on Saturday. Like, you were talking a lot. Okay, fine. Last Saturday session, we started the little reception thing and secured an alliance with whatever the name of the Kingdom Gavilan's family is. The royalty of. I don't not remember the name. I just cannot pronounce it on command.
You're the one that made it up.
I didn't make any of that up.
He didn't make it up. It's an official thing.
Yeah, that's an official thing. I just tweaked some of it so it fit. I didn't make up the name. Yeah, fuck it. Give it a new name.
I dub it Gavilan.
Okay, give it a different name.
Gavilan 2.
Gavilan 2.
What
inspired you to make
it's
Gavilan
like Timbuktu?
Original Gavilan. Money.
I hate how this is going so far.
Yeah.
I shall name it Lawn Gav.
I'm just gonna call it East Haldor now. That's all I'm gonna call it.
Birdland.
Okay. Oh, Birdland. We'll call it Birdland for the joke. Yeah. So that's basically the big thing that happened there. You also and then Sunday session continued with the reception. War was declared, and that's sort of where we left off on the Sunday session. So
did we miss Gavilan's wedding?
No, the wedding was uneventful.
Why do we have to get a date for it?
Because the reception is not uneventful. Because Shadow's got a girlfriend. God, that is so
And Matt
hilarious to
has
me.
initiated an Operation Wingman sort of shit.
Ah, yes, Project Wingman. Yes.
Yes. And also on top of that, some people owe people money.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Some people owe one person money.
No,
That's not important. That's not important. What is important is that where did he? Okay, what is important is basically we're still at the reception. And as such, I'm actually going to throw a bit more of a specified recap at Silver. I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh God. What part of this am I recapping?
What happened with you and Seth at the reception? Because that's sort of where we're starting off today.
All right. So essentially, what happened last time was Seth and Alvaro were having a conversation, and of course, with him trying to talk to her, it wasn't going all that great because trying to talk to women is not that easy, apparently.
I mean, it's
especially
not.
for this man. Anyway,
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
we're trying to talk. She apparently intimidated him by accident, so she switched to her fox form to kind of help the situation. Then she switched back to try and answer a question he asked and essentially started to ruin her clothes. Switched fox form again to try and hide the fact of that going on.
She didn't essentially ruin her clothes. She ruined her clothes.
No, essentially on the first time. The second time ruined it entirely.
Yeah, switched to her fox form again, was told that, yeah, no, you can't do that here.
Yeah, we don't do that here.
Switched back again, completely ruined it, and then she was caught in a situation where she's like, oh dear God, this is happening in front of so many people that I do not want to see. And so, seeing the situation happening, Aurora motions her to help her out and all that fun shit. Essentially gets her into a different dress, and then she's finally coming back out because she finally got her shit together.
And then, meanwhile, Liquid Courage, an elixir I still need to type out stat blocks for, but, yeah, basically, imagine the positive effects of alcohol without the negative consequences the next day. Fun. Anyways, so...
A miracle drink.
Yes. You know, because apparently plants can't handle alcohol that well.
I wonder why.
And Seth, I hope you remember the concept of the dress so you remember.
I mean, it is pretty sexy. Yeah.
I'm just telling you for the case.
So,
Don't worry.
I think we're recapped sufficiently. So, I'm gonna let you two start off.
Well, I mean, were we just... wasn't I still just sitting on the table? Whatever.
Sitting at the table, yes.
Okay. And then Alvaro is essentially coming back after that. In completely new attire.
Okay. So my character's just sitting there. He's like looking over at freaking Alvaro and it's like, damn.
Damn.
Is that an inaudible self-thinking damn or a audible?
You know, you know that old trope you see in movies where they'll like what do you call it? They'll lip sync it, like mouth it, yeah. Yeah, so he did that. What are you gonna do about it?
My God. Give me a fucking minute. God damn. Alright.
A guy's checking you out of the table. Your date is checking you out. What are you gonna do?
You haven't even let me get to that point yet. She's still just returning. God damn.
Pete says roll initiative. Oh my God.
No, it's literally just a JoJo meme. It's just a JoJo
Oh, you're
meme.
approaching me, eh? It's funny
I
that the
hate that meme
person.
so
Hold on.
much.
It's even worse considering that I know Carl hasn't seen it. Fuck you, Carl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh god. Anyway.
Oh god, we're not starting this rabbit hole.
Anyway. So, essentially, Delver is finally coming back, walking back over to the table and everything. It's like, oh Christ, finally got that shit figured out. Sorry I ran off.
I mean, what could you have done? You're practically naked here.
I mean, I didn't really want anybody to see that, but I got a little bit of help at least.
Oh, I mean, that's good, I guess. I just, I was kind of worried that, you know, I mean, worried about you and, well, in general, just, you know, you're supposed to have a date on this.
I mean, yeah.
It's also not like Almas is a pretty dangerous city in the wrong places. And anywhere where you're not entirely clothed is the wrong place.
I mean, that's like any place, dude.
Not any place. There are parts of the world
I mean, to
where
be
people
fair-
walk around naked. Let's be clear.
To be fair, it's any dark alleyway. Let's put it that way. Anyway.
Any dark alleyway.
Any dark alleyway without your clothes on. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good conclusion.
Yeah, and that's why I put it that way. Anyway, I'm not going to elaborate on that.
You should sit down, you know. And so he stands up, he walks over and pulls out the chair for her.
Yes, all 2 steps, considering you're seated next to each other.
Oh.
Yeah. No, still important to mention you're walking a couple of steps to make sure you can pull it out effectively.
Oh yeah, I don't want to be a dumbass and like smack someone.
I mean, Seth, previous session. Don't worry about it. Continue.
Oh my god. Okay.
Because she essentially walks over and goes to sit down and everything. It's like, I still would want to get a drink, but god damn it, I don't think I could.
Oh.
Because, you know, it's been bothering me that I want to get one, but, you know, kind of forgot about a thing and I can't.
Oh. Out of character, but would it be possible to steal some drinks?
Out of character, Matt literally just told the guy, "Hey, man, it's an open bar. Stop being like a beard hog. Like, fucking just serve everyone. Like, no, shut the fuck up. Do your job."
We practically told him,
yeah, fuck you.
Just
do
serve
your job.
everybody.
Yeah, fuck you. Do your job. If anyone comes to pay your piper, fuck it, I will get in the way of that. Fuck you. Do your job.
Okay. Well.
You are more than welcome to steal credit for it. You do hear that whispered in your ear.
Okay.
Perfectly bad.
Oh right. I forgot. Wasn't there already drinks? Oh wait.
No. Your character had a unique cocktail. That's what happened. But Matt's like, oh yeah, by the way, just serve everyone. So the whole line of, oh yeah, you can take credit for that, is Matt being like, hey, take credit for that, dumbass.
I honestly want. I don't even think I'd taken a sip out of it. You know what?
No, you downed the entire glass of it the last time. That was like
it's a little confidence booster thing.
Yeah, because Matt's like, no, you're finishing that before you walk away from the store.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You went from your 18-year-old self to the self that you currently are, where you don't give 2 fucks.
Okay, all right. Well, if you want, I can get you a drink. It's fine.
I mean, are you sure?
Yeah.
Not. I mean, you're not she kind of just like leans over a little bit. It's like, you're not exactly old enough to order any, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think anyone asked.
Hey, who is that?
And she just kind of like silently groans, just like, eh.
Yeah.
Didn't
why
you
not?
serve them underage?
Honestly, legal drinking age has been questionably standardized in this current part of this setting. In other words, it's that wonderful time in American history where there wasn't any, but people make shit up.
There's more reasonable things in alcohol age when you already serve everyone that comes to you and nearly get them killed, you know?
I
That's your
mean,
job.
it's also one of those things where, you know, water is polluted, especially in this city, where if you look at the...
Yeah. Let's get back to these two doing the thing.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like you started this side tangent. Good job. Okay, continue.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He is not
but-
wrong. He is absolutely
I'm talking
wrong.
about you. Shut up. Okay. So my character gets up. He's like, don't worry about it. All right. I'm just gonna go real quick and just pick this up. All right.
I was gonna say she's just kind of like a little bit confused, but she's like slowly starting to understand what he's doing.
What? Do you want anything specific?
Because she just kind of like thinks about it for a minute. It's like, maybe a little bit of whiskey. I might be okay with that.
You got it. Don't worry about it.
Which is probably the worst drink to pick in her current condition. May I add?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, everybody's gonna be shit-faced the next day. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but she hits that shit hard though.
Okay.
If she's not restricted, she will hit it hard.
Fucking
Okay.
bitch getting a hangover. What the fuck? That's literally Graves every morning. It's like, huh. I'm thirsty.
Yeah,
I
but
want beer.
she's literally recovering from a horrible fucking wound, and she's going to drink.
Wow.
It's the worst thing possible.
It's a wedding.
It's my wedding. You better be drinking.
Look, we get it. You're too
It's a
good
wedding.
to
Should
drink.
not be an excuse. She's still
Look,
wounded.
I get it.
Okay, and
I
he
get it.
runs
You're too good for this.
God.
But
Here-
here's the thing, Veldy took a look at
Anyway.
the wound. You're fine.
It's okay.
You're not too good
I mean,
to
she
drink
at least
here.
covered that up before she put the dress on.
I mean, don't worry about it. I'll take care of you if something happens. Okay. Okay. So he
My God.
so he walks over to the bar. It's like, hey, can I get 2 drinks?
Yeah, sure. What are you looking for?
Whiskey.
Okay, and he just hands you a bottle and 2 glasses.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Having the whole bottle is a mistake.
Oh, okay. All right.
Welcome to
Okay.
frontier alcoholism.
He just pays him and then just walks.
Pays? This is a wedding. You could give this racist asshole a tip, but do you want to do that? Considering he does get paid off the actual fucking salary for this shit.
I guess not. All right.
Yeah,
See you later. Bye.
exactly.
I mean, considering the shit that he's done to her as well, she would not.
Yeah, exactly. Also, he's not getting paid in tips today. You know.
Okay. I don't think I asked, but all right. See you later.
He-
So then he walks over to the table and he puts down the bottle and puts the cup in front of her and then sits down with his. I got more than just 1 cup. Well, 2 cups, but we're gonna have a bit of fun here, I guess.
Let's see. And she's just kind of like glancing at the fucking bottle. Like, literally clearly glancing at it. It's like, let's see.
Ah, yes. Why don't you see if there's anything peculiar about this bottle of whiskey with an alcohol lore check?
Poisoned.
I gotcha. Hold on.
Actually, to see if it
Yoink.
was poison, you could do an alcohol lore check.
Oh my god.
Well, it's not poisoned. I mean, technically all alcohol is poison, but that's not important.
No, that's not
Oh.
important, especially to her.
As
'Cause you
far
know,
as you can
the
tell,
amount of
this
shit she
is
drinks.
a high shelf bottle, and as far as you're aware, Seth, you got this guy grabbed what a high shelf bottle was off of a lower shelf.
I wouldn't know anything about this at all.
High shelf is the expensive stuff. Higher up
Oh.
on the shelf, more expensive.
Oh.
Yeah, so bottom shelf
like,
whiskey
or-
would be cheap whiskey, and high shelf whiskey would be high quality, expensive whiskey.
Basically, the difference is like,
Quality and
$3
price,
a
yeah.
shot versus $50 a shot.
Oh, okay. No wonder Jack Daniel's always on the bottom. Okay.
Yes.
So, okay. So he opens a bottle and pours, he pours it into Alvara's cup. Anything interesting going on with you lately?
She proceeds to grab the cup and then literally downs the fucking thing just while it's there. She's kind of like, she like puts it down. It's like, to be fair, a lot.
The water.
Oh, I mean, too quickly, especially, you know.
He's just looking at the empty bottle as he talks.
What?
Nothing.
Like, as you're talking, they just pick up the bottle and keep drinking it. That's what he's saying she's doing.
Oh my.
No, she picked up her glass, but she's bound to go for the bottle in a minute.
That is the second funniest alcohol thing to ever happen. In a Hero System campaign, we made a joke that, oh yeah, there's this kid I helped earlier in this campaign, and he's like trying to help me out, and he's like having a beer with me behind the back of this bar, right? And like he tries and gets a look at my face while the mask is down drinking the beer, but he like blinks and it's gone.
But I thought Alvera drank the entire bottle, and Seth was just staring at an empty bottle as they talk.
I mean, she will go for it though. Is the funny thing to add on. She will go for the bottle if it's not far away enough from her. She will.
Yes, because putting a bottle in front of the two of you is far away.
Yeah, but if it's in reach of her, she'll get it.
Oh god, the amount of blockheaded. Alright, so, what do you call it? So he starts pouring a little bit into his glass, and he's just kind of like looking it over, like, okay, so, you know, listen, try not to go too overboard with the drinking, will ya?
The minute
she
you
kinda
say
looks at him, it's
overboard
like,
with the drinking, you just see Graves out of the corner of your eye drinking a barrel of whiskey.
she kind of looks at him. She just kind of groans a little bit. It's like, you're practically asking me to shoot myself in the foot for that one.
I think that's a little too dramatic, but all right, but
Yeah, not in my book.
well, have you ever thought of talking about some of your problems here?
I mean, it's not that I refuse to talk about anything that's going on. It's just I don't know what's really going on.
Going on?
Yeah, I mean, recently everything's kind of unusual, I guess. I don't really know how to put it. It's just something's kind of weird, but I don't know what it is.
Is that all that's on your mind?
I mean, I'm more so just kind of confused. Because there's some things that I feel like I'm missing, but at the same time, I don't think there is. was gonna say you could tell she's like visibly kind of confusing herself, even trying to explain it.
Missing. Well, I'm not gonna push anything or try to tell you anything, like, give me something solid right now, but even just talking about it, I know I know it isn't helping that someone who doesn't know your situation entirely, doesn't actually. I don't know what to say to help you with this, but if having someone to listen or being there to listen helps, then I'm willing to listen for you.
I mean, she just kind of like sits herself up. It's like, I really do appreciate that. It's just, I'm kind of like trying to search for an answer with this. Just, she just kind of like messes with her hair a little bit. It's like, something just doesn't feel right, but I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know how. It's gonna say she's like getting jumbled up again, and trying to even say anything.
Okay. Like what specifically?
I
Like, do
mean,
you have anything like particular, like being here or being around certain people, certain things like
well,
that?
no, it's just
Before you say, well, no, quickly make me a slight will save.
Wait,
oh
what?
god,
Yep.
Me?
Like you, Silver.
Oh
Slight
god.
will save. DC 30. Yeah. So you can manage to pinpoint a couple of people you act weird around, that you wouldn't typically act weird around. Two of which that come to mind are, well, Seth and Matt, because of everything that's been going on in that whole shenanigans of your backstory. Hooray! There you go.
In the shenanigans of back.
Essentially, the whole shooting yourself thing.
Oh,
Ever
yeah.
since that point, there's been weird feelings around. Like, again, you're getting jumbled up, which is a bit more common in this situation. Typically, people don't ask you about, how you're doing, what's going on, but most of the time, it seems to be one of these two that snags things up and makes it more prevalent in your mind.
Let's see.
Which, you don't really have a reason for, but there is a potential additional check here. I just want to see what you do with this information.
Okay. Gonna say she kind of like clears her throat for a minute to try and like at least stabilize her mind again from getting all jumbled up, and it just kind of goes, well, the thing I'm more confused about is at least what happened recently, for the most part. Just
There's a lot of things that's happened recently. It's
I know, but it's just there's just a lot of weird things that happen that I kind of took a bit of a notice of, but even then, something part about this is not right to me, because I mean, I just know that something started to get a little weird with Matt, and then we were out to visit Melody, and then I ended up waking up. Just everything kind of fell black after that, and then I ended up waking up in Matt's little, God, what even is it, like his little plane thing he has?
Yeah, me playing, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying this in character because she doesn't really know how to specify it. and just everything's been just weird after that. I don't know what happened. Because I
don't know.
mean, all I know is we went to go see Melody, and then everything just kind of fell black. I don't know what happened.
I
Oh,
don't know either.
this is fun because yeah, Seth wasn't there for that too. This is interesting.
Oh, so he wouldn't even know what the fuck she's talking about.
Yeah, that's why
yeah,
I'm
it's
playing
like,
it off like I don't know what the fuck you're going on.
You just, you know, it's like, as you're saying this, Glinda like sort of pokes on Matt's elbow, and he comes, sits down next to you. Is like, oh yeah, by the way, sorry, you shot yourself. That's what happened.
What?
She just kind of blinks like, excuse me?
Yep. Due to an illusion by a certain Mr. Fear Incarnate, you ended up shooting yourself in the stomach. And then a whole bunch of other things happened.
But because she
Wait,
kind of
what?
like squints. She kind of squints a little bit. It's like, but that doesn't sound right. But
Yeah,
I
of
don't remember
course
any
it
of this.
doesn't sound right because you were under an illusion. If you think about it for 2 seconds, you probably saw something else entirely. The weirder thing is why you don't remember what you saw.
You know, that's why I'm saying that this doesn't sound right, because I don't remember any of that.
I mean,
I only remember going to see Melody and then nothing else after that until I woke up.
Matt like waves Shadow over. Hey Shadow, come here for a second.
Oh boy.
Okay, Carl, you there?
Carl.
So,
Yep, I'm here.
you know, Matt's calling you over. When you get there, he's like, okay, so Alvera, he's a paladin, he can't lie. Did she shoot herself?
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
She just kind of like looks at the two of you, like,
I mean, I can bring Gurkfall over here and he can say
Okay,
the exact
okay,
same
no,
thing.
no,
I
okay,
had to stabilize you. So
Yep.
please take it easy.
okay, okay, all right, this is a little too much. Okay,
Yep,
stop.
but, you know, clarification. We're good. So, if you're curious as to why that happened, make a society check.
Me too, or no?
Everyone who
Oh.
wants to know why the fuck that happened.
Oh my fucking god. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, you just have 15 of them. Yeah. Based upon the fact, based upon how Alvera said it, it seems like Matt had to come over here to clarify that because it almost sounds like date rape was a thing. And this is a place of high society, and that's not a good rumor to spread on accident.
There'll be no date rape at my wedding.
Yeah, especially, yeah, not a good rumor to spread at any wedding, especially this one. So it's literally like, Glinda, oh, okay, got it, fine. This is like the worst place to say it, but okay. Yeah.
Alright.
I was gonna say, Alvera just still seems really confused. Like, but none of this is making what? And she just kind of like looks over and like slides her glass over. It's like, pour a little more, please. She's
Oh.
she like literally resorting to this now because now she's starting to get a little overwhelmed. Oh Christ.
So, Seth, you hear a bit of a whisper in your head as this whole thing is going on. Oh yes, I wonder what could possibly be behind suddenly forgetting what was seen and then acting based upon what was seen. Yeah. Snark.
Huh.
Yep.
I'll give you one more serving, but I don't want you to go too overboard with that. So
And she just kind of like grunts like, fuck everything that I have going on. Just give me the other drink.
Alright. Alright. So he pours He pours another drink for her.
As you're
I was gonna say,
pouring the drink, you
she
just
proceeds.
hear in the background chug, 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 because Graves is on barrel number 3.
God damn.
You're just gonna do that?
Oh, all I can
He's
say
a
is,
barbarian.
"Hot
If he
damn."
fails a check on alcohol, which by God, if he fails a check, he's crit failed. Then he can only fail. He can only fail, he can't crit fail, and he can only critically succeed. He can't regularly succeed. Yeah,
I was gonna say,
barbarians.
Alvaro reaches out and takes the glass and proceeds to chug the whole thing again. Because, my god, she is not handling shit well here.
Well, doesn't help that all that kind of happened, but
I mean, even then, this just raises more questions I have, and she just kind of like grabs her head a little bit. It's like, I'm just gonna try not to think about it all, to ask about this later. Ugh.
that's all right. I'll just well, I guess all right. Change the subject. How do okay. So besides all that, what do you think of what do you think of the party?
I mean, it's not. I can at least say it's not terrible, but you know,
Okay.
I mean,
Party
it's,
is good.
it's a high society reception. It's not much of a party. Considering,
I mean,
considering the deity you worship, Seth, where literally the best description of the Caden Kalian temple is a frat house, that is a non-stop party.
well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to change the subject, Matthew.
anyway.
Yeah. Well, let's be real here. The only good thing about it is probably the drinks. But
Okay.
Yeah, and her, you can like visibly see her gaze just kind of like drift over to the fucking bottle again. You know what's about to happen here.
It sounds
He-
alcoholism.
He instinctively like reaches over and just like grips onto it. No.
And then she like
how-
immediately looks over towards him.
I've got an idea to bring up to you later than after this, Seth.
Oh, okay, Grandpa. What was it? Yeah, no. You're not about to do this now. Of all times.
I was gonna say, she sits up, reaches and grips the bottle pretty much as hard as she can, and literally stares at him like,
Yes,
sure
make me
about
a strength check.
Oh my gosh,
It's
she's
a
gonna
God.
shatter the
glass
glass.
bottle. Yeah, it's not a very sturdy
God.
thing. If you roll an 8, this thing is shattering. An 8 or higher.
God, where is this at?
The strength button, right next to your strength score, it says STR. Push that.
Oh yeah, never mind. I'm stupid. Hold on. I am stupid. I forgot where everything is.
I also think you, yeah.
Lamau.
So you grab the bottle and you shatter it. And now,
Roll.
please, both of you make me some fort saves.
What saves?
Fortitude saves. Yep. Well, Seth, you managed to handle the broken bottle quite well. In fact, it doesn't really break too much on your end. Meanwhile, Alvera, I need a flat check.
Oof.
I think it's
What am I
a
rolling?
DC 15 on a flat D20 roll. Because
I'm just rolling it.
persistent bleed.
God, guide me what I'm rolling here. I don't know what I'm rolling.
Just roll a d20.
Oh god. My god, there's all this shit going on.
Yup. So, you know, you grab the bottle, the glass sticks into your hand, and over the next 6 seconds, you lose about 9 points of health because you literally have several wounds on your hand that are bleeding quite heavily.
Bartender,
God
cut
damn
the
it.
clock off.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, alright. Let's see. Is there something I can do?
First aid, medicine.
Yeah. Hold on, I got you.
I mean,
got you.
first instinct is shit, okay? Wrap up her fucking
Well, I mean,
There you go.
I mean, a 29 is particularly effective assistance, meaning that's a DC 10 flat check now. Yeah, bleed I need you to roll me another d20 and get a 10 or higher, because unfortunately, bleed damage is the worst.
A 10 or higher is what you
10
said?
or higher.
Oh
God
my
damn it.
god.
You can use hero points on these flat checks. The alternative is you
Rerolling
take
this
another
one.
2d6 bleed damage.
So I'm just re-rolling this then?
Yeah, you can reroll
Yeah,
it. You
just
have hero
re-roll it.
points.
My god, I hate this.
Yeah, you're good.
Hey!
Oh,
nice.
thank god.
So, I
I
guess...
instinctively crossed my fingers the first time and then it didn't do it. It's like, damn it.
So, you know, you clean off
Anyway,
the shards that are embedded,
continue.
you wrap up the wound, and you now have a reasonable excuse to not give them any more alcohol.
Alright. I was just gonna say that, like, yeah, he's over there, like, doing surgery, removing all the fucking pieces.
Yeah, it's only
He
first
said.
aid.
Whatever. And then just, like, grabbing the little, whatever you call it, the thing that people carry in their pockets, and pull it out, and just, like, wrap it around.
Gauze.
Whatever.
You just hear, Barkeep, cut off the fox, there's whiskey and glass all over the floor.
Alright, then, I guess no more alcohol for you.
God damn it.
You really need to stop getting yourself hurt.
And she, like, literally stares him dead in the eyes, like, I didn't intend on it!
Yes you did. You literally tried to take the bottle out of my hand.
But was I expecting for it to break? No!
Yes! It's glass!
And she, like, groans and practically just kind of, like, lays her head on the table. It's like, I can't.
I hate that this is, like, something that we would do. Out of character, by the way.
Dang,
Alright.
She rolled a
I don't-
10 on a d20.
So, I don't know. He's just kind of sitting there, like, awkwardly, like, I don't know what to do now.
Because and then she just kind of, like, slowly sits up again, kind of, like, takes a bit of a breath. It's like, everything's just really not going well for me today, is it?
I mean, it happens to a lot of us.
I mean,
Oh, everyone shush for a second. Is someone snoring?
Hey, Carl, you awake?
No, he's dead.
Nah, I think he's snoring. Anyway,
It's horrible.
I was gonna say, I'll
Let's
just kind of,
pause
like...
for a second to embarrass one of the players, says Keith.
Oh,
Yeah, I
there it
agree,
is.
Carl.
Anyway,
I mean-
Seth sounds like they're about to die. Let's get this wrapped up.
Yeah, I was gonna say this date sounds like a big failure at this point. I
Yeah,
do
glad-
not think there's a salvage point for this.
you don't know that, Matt. Give me a fucking second. Anyway,
Oh god,
Considering we
damn!
have a player who has fallen asleep.
I mean, that sounds like
Remember-
every party, to be honest.
Remember
especially
our
the fight.
first date when you broke that glass at Gavilaud's wedding and I had to bandage you up?
I mean, I would also like to point out that it's like, yeah, Seth, this person you asked out on a date seems to be an alcoholic. Your history.
A very bad alcoholic.
Yeah. So,
I mean, to be
I'm
honest-
going. Yeah, I mean, I will give
Doesn't-
you another minute
Alcoholic.
exactly to try and fix this. I'm curious. I know,
God.
Carl.
I agree,
Anyway.
Carl.
Anyway,
to be honest, Carl snoring in the background makes more ambiance, because this is what I imagine a high society party would be like. I'd be asleep too.
oh god.
You
real,
woke
Anyway,
him up. How dare you?
Look, I've had like 4 hours of
Anyway,
sleep, my dude. I
Yup.
did be tired.
All right, so what do you
So-
got?
So Ever just kind of sits up and is just like, honestly, all this shit happening, I'm not really that surprised. Just wish it wasn't really happening, but what can I do?
Well, I guess it's one of those. I guess it's a thing where a lot of people go through situations in their life that have, sorry, that we find ourselves constantly being thrown down and just stepped on. Trust me, I know. But
I mean,
you know.
all the shit I've been through, I'm surprised nothing's gone very well yet.
Well, I was
gonna say, Seth, come on, redeeming point.
I'm trying. Hold on. This old man won't shut the fuck up and let me do things on my own. Shut up. Okay. God, hold on. Fever's trying to kick in.
Okay.
No, just shut up. Listen, Elvira. I know your life is not the best right now, and I know that, like, you might feel like everything around you is starting to fall apart, just kind of melting away. But I know someone, or honestly, I don't even know if I know them now, but who has gone down a similar path to you, and it's better that if you can, find a way to ease some of the pain of having to deal with all these issues outside of just drinking your problems away. Because the person that I held true to me started going into a lot of problems because of it. And I think you should try your best to be better than that. And I don't want to see someone else go through that whole thing again.
Because she kind of seems to laugh a little bit. It's like, I understand. I mean, I've been through this whole thing with drinking for a while, and honestly, it hasn't really affected me very much to a point.
You
That
just broke the glass.
Even what you're telling about would
Okay,
be something
guys,
similar. But
it's been an hour focusing on this. I'm sorry. This is going in a positive direction now, but like, I've got to enter into at least the first break, and you know, sorry about that. You know,
I
we'll
mean,
be
I was
right
gonna try
back.
and quickly wrap it up.
Oh, go ahead. Quickly wrap it up, okay? You got,
God.
you
Because
know.
she kind of goes to get up. It's like, you know, uh, pretty much kind of after this, since you kind of seem to know what you're going on about, why don't we at least like get out of this place and go discuss a little more?
Okay, that's fine with me. I
And
plan.
she kind of like proceeds to at least like grab you by the shoulders to force you forward to start walking.
Oh my god.
And we'll be right back. Hey, thank you guys for that extended break at the Silence Company. Yep, bringing that one back. I just made myself an amazing grilled cheese. But all that being said, uh, reception goes over pretty well for you all. However, there is the issue about during that session or during that reception, there is a couple of TN humans who just say, "Hey, meet us in the Steyr Fields tomorrow at noon." Which Steyr Fields are pretty wide, right? So it's about a mile walk is probably what he's talking about.
How wide is it?
It's so wide your mom actually fits in it neatly.
Well, that may not be wide at all.
Well, your mom is so fat, she takes up the entire Steyr plain.
Well, now I'm sad.
Anyway, so there is a nice little thing involving strategy to talk about. Because how many of you are familiar with TN warfare? If you are not a master in warfare, this does not include you.
Well, as I'm not gonna roll for this because I'm talking out my ass. As the new crown prince of a TN nation of the mighty Bulgaria, I of course know how it works.
Okay, go ahead.
We attack them and we win.
Sort of. We tend to attack them in two separate waves, going up against elite soldiers.
That's my brilliance.
Right. So, and you know, your father interrupts Matt and he says, we tend to actually fight in a couple of groups of elite units, so and then ultimately end up with two final opponents. It's typically a mix of group combat and single combat, or single versus group combat. And knowing those people, they likely have some of the dragons from Tien on their side.
We have dragons?
We have.
I look at them and they're like, what?
Well, I meant like TN, the continent has dragons. That's cool.
We have
As in
the
dragons?
best dragons. You
The
know,
best dragon? What makes them the best dragon?
well, unlike these inner sea dragons, they're serpent-like.
I don't see
Easy,
why
I
that.
take offense to that.
Oh, that is much better than a non-serpent dragon, right?
Yeah,
Shadow?
exactly.
Just glare. Show you.
I don't even acknowledge it.
No, I
So-
more specifically glare at like the group who's saying, "Yeah, there's so much better." It's like,
To be fair, Carl, the majority of the TN-based dragons are good, versus like the majority of the non-TN dragons are evil. So you might not agree with that because of your lineage, but it is the truth.
they're
Like
better because morally.
there is literally only one of these TN style dragons that is evil, and it's the forest dragon.
Wow.
Well, regardless, your father Galon goes on and says, "I would actually recommend that your group, Gavilan, be taking on the column that leads directly to the enemy leader, Shogun, the Shogun of that particular family.
Is that the one that has the dragon?
Both of them probably have dragons. It's
All right,
actually
let's do it.
okay. And outside of that, I would take some time, relax. You know, make sure you get plenty of rest, are prepared for the next day. Find any additional power you can. Because these battles are not going to be easy. Which actually leads into a surprise I prepared for you guys this week. I did not exactly say this was going to be a surprise. that was happening this week,
I wouldn't
but I
be surprised.
have, I am springing upon you, at least for those of you I've prepared them for, your full set of pinnacle items at this point.
Oh shit.
Well, outside of yours, Carl, your pinnacle weapon is special, and I can't give that to you yet.
I figured.
I mean, your pinnacle weapon is arguably one of the most powerful out of this group. So,
Mhm.
hey, Gavilan, I'm making your gun better.
How so?
Are you ready for the stat block I'm about to read to you?
Oh, no, I am not. Not at all, but give me a moment.
So, let's see. Gavilan, your pinnacle weapon, cannonball gun breaker. Your cannonball gun now turns regular cartridges into cannonball cartridges. You gain an additional rank of training in it, unless you become legendary. If so, you get a fatal 2d12 perk added to it. So, not necessarily this campaign, but in later campaigns, that thing is going to be a bit more of a powerhouse than even now. So you get expert in your cannonball gun, and you don't have to worry about making your ammunition special. This is a gift that was given to you by Cassanadel, who, if Carl remembers, will get an additional hero point, who Cassanadel is the patron deity of, or matron deity of. Considering he's the only person who actually has worshipped this deity in a different character in a different campaign. Or maybe he did. I'm thinking about Cade.
Yeah. Cassandra. She's the clockwork deity.
Deity of the android people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Every
is the clockwork deity.
It's like the person that all the androids fucking worship. It's like I'm not sure exactly where her domain is.
So, also, Gavilan, in the middle of the night, you are visited by the deity Shaylin, who bestows your regular armor with another unique quality. First of all, this is actually probably the peak of your pinnacle items, Gavilan. You get resistance equal to half your level to the most common damage during an encounter. So you ask me what the most common damage type is, I tell you you get half your level's resistance to it. If you critically succeed a performance check, plus once per day, you get a if you critically succeed a performance check, you get and once per day you can refocus. Yeah, sorry, I wrote this weird. So you can refocus once per day for free. If you critically succeed a performance check using one of those focus spells, you get another free reset or refocus.
Oh, that's useful.
That, considering that means that you can literally do your little performance thing twice or more if you get lucky in a particular combat. Yeah, pretty amazing. Alvera, you've gotten your pinnacle weapon, your pinnacle blessing. Let me tell you what you've won in terms of your...
My ex-god gives me a gift.
There's a reason behind that. Don't worry about that.
You're indebted to me now, servant.
No. Shaylin is good. She doesn't do things like that.
I know, but it's just like...
Anyways, Alvera, I actually am, your trinket. You know, this is something given to you just randomly by someone. We have talked about this, actually. But once you lay your hands on it, a little lava snake pops out of it.
Oh my god.
Oh, what?
The artwork unleashed. The artwork unleashed. Let's go.
So we have
I still need to work on it.
Yeah, it's not that big of an issue at the moment. As we've talked about, this thing isn't exactly the friendliest to start off. It's a snake. But the familiar does come with perks, and I will get into that when it actually becomes relevant. And in the same time frame that Keed is getting his cannonball gun from Casanadel, you get just some regular looking clothing. But when you put it on and you sort of flare up your blood magic, you notice yourself turning invisible. You decide to try and test the invisibility of it. You throw a spell at something and the invisibility sticks. Essentially, when you use a focus spell, you can gain the effects of a 4th level invisibility. That is very useful for your particular build. Doth, I have gifts for you as well if you are back. So, Doth, I have figured out how that thing we were talking about, those nunchucks we were talking about earlier, worked.
Yeah.
So, Iori, for, you trying to put your head down and try and do something a little different, even though it hurt, gives you with
I think you're breathing a little bit on your mic there, Carl.
He gives you a few items. In particular, he gives you a gi that has been made especially for you. When you are undetected by all parties, unless, your party members, wave this thing, if they're the only people who can see you, they can say, we'll give it to them. You can get the 4th level invisibility. And as long as you remain undetected, it will last. But the minute you make your first strike with it, the minute timer counts down. So, essentially, you can start off a fight in greater invisibility. That's your pinnacle armor. I've given it the name of
nice.
the Gi of the Puddle Walker, because that's what Iori calls you.
I hate you.
Iori also gives you a special pair of nunchucks called Decapitation Nunchucks. It doesn't quite decapitate someone, but it cripples a limb when you crit them with a nunchuck. So basically, every time you hit something, every time you crit something, you have a
chance.
1 in 4 chance of crippling something, and what you cripple also has a 1 in 6 chance of what it is. So you can both legs. Your left leg is 1, right leg is 2, right arm is 4, or right arm is 3, left arm is But essentially, these things have different things to them. The arms, if you cripple an arm, the opponent becomes enfeebled too. In other words, their strength gets a -2 debuff to it.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
If you cripple someone's chest, they lose health because they become drained too. Because you're knocking the wind out of them, meaning they're probably going to have a harder time recovering from damage they typically would.
I can't imagine.
If you knock one of their legs silly, they become clumsy too, because how are they going to be as nimble on a broken leg?
Hopping around like an idiot, of course.
Yes, and finally, if you hit someone in the head, you won't decapitate them, but you'll stupefy them. Particularly to a matter of fact of 2. Meaning all charisma, intellect, and wisdom checks take a -2, and they have to make a DC 5 flat check in order to cast spells.
Oh, good.
And in particular, the legs are 1 and 2, arms are 4 and 5, or 3 and 4. The chest is 5, and the head is 6. And if you manage to roll 2 of these in a fight, they do stack. Ooh. So if by the end of a fight, you can make someone drain 2, stupefy 2, enfeebled 4, and clumsy 4 if you are doing well, right?
And they ain't dead by the time I'm alright.
Yeah. Another thing you get from him is a key amulet. Basically, you get a free action refocus once per day, and if you defeat a powerful foe, you regain the free action.
Nice.
Then you have Shadow, your pinnacle weapon will have to wait, but you have a armor set known as Apsu's Redemption. It's a
Okay.
refocus as a free action once per day, and is reset by a similar thing to how DOS would be reset, defeating a powerful foe since, the last time you've used it. You also have Preacher's Guidance, where you get free max training in diplomacy, intimidation, and crafting. So at this point, if you're not already a master in any of those, you get those mastered at this point.
Okay, hang on. Might.
You
It's
are
like,
getting
Apsu-
these because Apsu thinks you are growing as a person, and Abishol is sort of part of that.
Yeah. Yeah, Apsu's Redemption, free.
I would give you guys this document, but it is Fubart. I did not write this in the best time mentally. This week has been a little stressful.
That's fine.
And I think I still have more people. Let's see. At least at this session, Maple Pinnacle items, gifts mailed to you from your dad.
Wow.
How did he even know how to operate a post office? Don't worry about it. So your pinnacle armor is known as Hideaway Hide. It basically, when you're surrounded by foliage and are tracking or sneaking, you become invisible. There is no limitation to this, just as long as you're around forest or some sort of nature type backdrop, you can basically turn invisible by simply trying to sneak or track someone.
Alright.
Your pinnacle weapon is basically it's a blessing to your actual weapon. And basically what this does is typically a cleric does not get 10th level font spells. You get 10th level font spells when you get to that point. That's part 1. You also get 3 additional font spells each day.
Alright.
So you become an even better healer. And fun fact, your pinnacle trinket is probably one of my oh god, I made this and I'm going to deal with this and I'm fine with that. And it's my son and Joy. Basically, Sonny can act freely as long as you have Magic Fang active on him. So you don't have to take an action each round to give him 2 actions, as long as you spend 2 actions at the beginning or in the middle of a fight to give him Magic Fang.
Nice.
Yup, clears up your action economy a bit. As far as Matt goes, there's a nice little orb on his belt. Also, he has a... Let me just show you what is physically updated. There's 2 new things on this, by the way. There's that nice little magical orb on this belt, or it looks magical. And now he has a hawk familiar. Its name is Justice, and it likes to talk back.
Everyone's got a little special friend.
Also, his armor got upgraded by the looks of it.
Yes. Actually, his armor did get upgraded. It looks like he combined the 2 pairs of armor he had. Which seems like it might be under some Casanadel type thing.
Mm-hmm.
As far as that orb, yeah, you guys have no idea about that thing. It looks like the familiar came from the orb based upon the fact that it seems to be either perching on Matt's hand, Matt's shoulder, or the orb itself, regardless of how the physics for it works. Matt's hanging upside down. He's preached on this. He's standing on the side of the orb, standing sideways without gravity affecting it.
That's fun.
It's weird familiar things. But as far as that goes, these are your pinnacle items.
Quick question. What was that last one again? The one that gave me crafting and such?
I think it was something along the lines of Preacher's Guidance. It's basically your blessing, right? And while I give you some time to help you guys copy these things down and also give myself an additional moment to take some bites of this grilled cheese, we're going to take break 2 a little early. So we'll get this sorted and then we'll get to combats. So, we are doing a slight audible today. I, no longer feel the ability to be able to, roll dice for a combat. And, I sort of made fun of this at the beginning of the stream, but, Shadow has a girlfriend.
I need a helper.
I mean, you don't know that yet. Ironically enough, the first part of this entire thing is just, you know, that constitution check. Oh, yeah, let's see. How calm and collected are you going to be throughout that whole incident? Not very. Kidoki? Is that my end?
Yeah, he bailed. It's oh, Gabby's back.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So, basically, at about midnight, everyone is awoken, and about 1 a.m., everyone can fall asleep again.
What happened at midnight?
Works for me.
I mean, Shadow's room is not the best soundproofed. Color in from there. Color by numbers.
Phantasmal killer. Where's my phantasmal killer button?
No, definitely, does not sound like he's being attacked.
I know. Where's the phantasmal killer button?
My man, it just sounds like your brother in
Your killer's
arms.
girlfriend,
getting
how nice.
lucky, yeah.
I'm aware.
He wants to ruin it.
No, it'd be even funnier. It's like Gavilan wakes up next to his wife in his bed in the place, and he's just like,
Oh, that's
click,
right.
click,
my
boom!
wedding night.
Why did you shoot a cannonball through the window?
Hey, it's my wedding night. Only I'm allowed to get lucky.
Oh, buddy, we all know that dates to weddings often end like this. But,
Okay.
here's the, no, you just are trigger happy.
You really want to try out that new gun. That's all that's happening.
But, you know, the next morning, you all wake up, and Shadow looks chipper, more happy than normal.
Only slightly frowning.
Yeah, only slightly frowning. You see him talking to Abishola, and that slight frown turns into a slight smile, and then he walks back up to you, Gall, and, you know, sees Gavilan, and back to a slight frown. If I said anything inaccurate there, please let me know, Carl.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's like, oh god, I know what's gonna happen here.
So, just out of curiosity, do any of you remember what Abishola's role outside of your mercenary group is?
Who's Abisola?
Abishola is that student from the Magambia you guys recruited.
Oh, she's a student from Magambia.
That is not her actual job title. She's technically graduated from that role.
She's a graduate from Magambia. I win.
No.
Do I have to answer? Do I have to answer this for you all?
Because I'm trying to get someone else to answer this question. If you guys don't remember, then I will put a hero point on it.
Bible full of dictionary stuff.
Yeah, it's only if I gave you all a free resource where you can see every character that I have made into existence at this point. Actually, I'm not entirely sure if it's on there. I think it is.
I don't think it is.
But essentially, Abishola is somewhat related to the characters from the Magambia. That was the other big event in the Magambia. The whole, you know, you guys basically got put in a predicament where you guys remember what happened right before Linlin died.
Mm-hmm.
There was a wedding.
With what particular part of that wedding? Basically, you know, you have the two princesses of Natumbu, Matt and Aurora, sort of doing that whole thing, right? And Abishola has a role with the royal family of Natumbu. What is that role? Just out of curiosity, hero point to anyone who can get this other than Carl.
Brain fart.
Okay, well, I will.
I can't hang on. Can I give a hint?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, please do.
One word. Glinda.
He's a spy
Oh,
master.
there's Spy
Yeah,
Lord.
someone is echoing, but it's not important. Let's just have fun tonight. Yeah, fuck quality content. I'm trying to have fun.
Spy master, that's the answer. Give
Yeah,
me my-
Spy Master. The first
Actually,
person.
give
Who
it
was
to
the first person who said it? Carl.
Give it to Doth. Here.
Gavilan got all of it off before Doth.
Okay, cool. Gavilan, you get a hero point.
No, give it to him.
Give it to Doth. Doth
Yeah.
has 15 of them.
What? How did he get 15?
Yeah.
Because he
Don't worry about
participated
it.
in the thing today. Technically, Seth has 14 at this moment because I
The
basically, the game, the hero point game every week.
I'm not familiar with this, but okay, then give it to me if he has 15.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I
in
didn't
the
even see it.
announcement.
I'm
It was
like,
in the
whatever.
announcement, yeah. Towards the end of it, you can still participate in this for tomorrow's sake, Keith. But essentially, as far as your characters know, you have Abishola, a spy master, getting particularly close to your rather, I guess to put it in a nice but blunt way, shy companion. And on top of this, another thing that sort of you find weird is, while you guys are eating breakfast, having this whole conversation, Matt is not around for this.
So that's why Shadow's frowning less.
So yeah, Matt seems to be off doing something at the moment. And that being said, I have basically two things you guys could focus on to start off with this. We are doing a little sandboxy thing today, an impromptu sandbox.
Interesting. Okay.
So, the two little things you can look into today is one, where the fuck is Matt, and two, why is Abishola so interested in Shadow of all people?
Well,
I don't
Matt's always
know.
off doing its own thing in crybaby mode, so anything else would probably work over that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's totally not like he just walked in with two new items and didn't say anything about the physics breaking familiar.
We all got.
He always does things and doesn't talk.
Oh,
to us.
yeah, they went, hey, Alvera, what's with the cool snake?
Oh yeah. Maybe. I heard you had a little snake, my silver dude.
Is that a snake in your pants, or are you just having-
Don't go there.
Yeah, go there. That'll make it funnier.
I already with.
Although Silver might be.
First
never mind.
off, is Silver even here?
Let's not put them. Let's not put them on the spot if they after this. They heard us. Okay. But
And I'm still not really doing all that great, so go ahead.
That
and
is
do
fine.
stuff
That's
without me
fine.
for right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Like,
that's fine.
that's
I
fine.
will speak on behalf of Silver. Kidding.
It's the spicy noodle. Get it right.
Look at me,
It's the danger noodle. It's the spicy danger noodle. Anyways, I will point out that. Okay, you know what? Since I said I was going to make this a new rule, society checks, because I'm going to piece some pieces together for you if you can get a DC 28.
Okay, be sure to fail the rolls, boys and girls. Oh.
Easy.
Aww.
Hold on, I need to press the button.
You know what? Hang on. What's that roll there? An 8? Yeah.
Let's keep it at that. It'll be
Wait,
fine.
hold on. Why did I do that? It's
Sure,
impossible for me to
sure.
I
get.
can always roll lower.
You can get
know?
a nat 20. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's better.
Technically one of these would be answerable to you, Shadow. For the other people, you wouldn't quite be able to piece this together. For the Abishola thing. And Doth is close enough that I'll give him one of them. And so, Shadow, Yes, Matt does tend to do things he doesn't talk to you about, but typically, he shows up for a meal the next day instead of going directly off to bed when he seems to have just gotten back.
Hmm.
Doth,
Interesting.
Shadow is someone whose past you all are not too familiar with. And Shadow's skill set does sort of fall in line with someone like Abishola sneaking around and taking care of things. The weird thing, though, is Abishola is a Mwangi human, and Carl is Shadow is Shadow. And considering that Alvis, who is just a Ulfin human, was treated pretty crappily in the Mwangi expanse, there, even if there isn't any negative intention there, it's one of those things where like you want to make sure, right? Because Natambu, when you were there, wasn't as welcoming as they claimed to be, I guess would be a good way of putting it.
To non-humans. Yeah.
To non-Mwangi humans or Mwangi expanse races. Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yep.
So I'd want to make sure Shadow's doing all right.
You'd want to make sure Shadow's doing all right.
No, is he? Oh, yeah.
Well, he is doing all right, but it's more of a you want to make sure Shadow is doing all right, regardless of whether or not he really knows it.
Yeah.
Who's spying on the Spy Master?
I can't imagine. It wouldn't be something I would do. No.
I mean,
it'd be totally something you do.
Well, what I'm saying is like, I mean, another interesting thing is like, hey, here's a fun fact for anyone who got above a 15. Why are two Spy Masters working together? I mean, especially, they do have one thing in common in terms of rulers, but their actual people they've dedicated themselves to are not the same people. Matt is someone both of them will follow the orders of, but Matt is not the head honcho to either of them.
I can't imagine.
So, these are the three things. One, Abishola, it might be innocent. Good to check on that sort of thing. Two, Matt typically does not blow you guys off when he's doing stuff secretly. He will typically hide the things he's doing from you, but this is the first time he's brandished it before saying anything or having anything negative happen.
They probably want someone to say something to him. I can't imagine.
I mean, currently, as far as you're aware, he's sleeping, so...
Not wrong with setting someone to break into his room.
He might be in the demi-plane right now doing something. Who knows?
Maybe.
Or we could have Gavilan break into his room.
I'm not some petty thief.
I mean, theoretically speaking, you could just have Gavilan annoy him awake.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. He's going
Wait a minute. My palace. Someone open the door.
No. Currently, you're barracked in the Taldane embassy.
Yeah.
When did that?
From the beginning of this arc.
But it's
since we got back from the water plane, my dude.
Your parents they don't have a permanent residence here. And then they joined the Taldane Federation.
I thought we went to Beyond to get married.
No, you didn't go to TN to get married. Your parents needed to shotgun it, and going back to TN would have ramifications with their relationships to the other nations they tried to help. Totally. So they basically used your wedding as a way to make a name in the Inner Sea region, essentially.
Okay.
All this being said, those are your options. Go see what Matt's been up to. Go see what Abishola might actually be intending with this. Or just make sure she's not having any ulterior motives. And, you guys can decide what you want to do from there. This
Does
is a
anyone
sandbox.
actually want to go see what Matt is doing?
I'm pretty sure you would.
Would I?
Would you be more interested in what Matt's doing or more interested in what Shadow's doing?
Oh, well, I'm kind of not interested in either. I guess Shadow.
Okay.
What about you, Doth? You seem to
I'm
be
doing
trying.
whatever the bird's doing.
You guys are doing this as a group, including
Sure.
if you're trying to look into see what Abishol is about. Yeah, keeping Shadow out of the loop is going to be hard, especially if you're keeping Shadow out of the loop before you see what's up with Matt, because theoretically speaking, those two are close. He could distract him. Again, I just want to know how you.
We can probably talk Shadow into talking to Matt and doing that. I don't think he'd be really hard to trick. He seems like a dense person.
Yes, the order of operations here is completely your own decision. So, what are you doing here?
What do you think, Avalon? Can you convince Shadow to talk to his friend Matt? Or this have to be a group activity?
I maybe can.
I will point out this one final time. Matt has never just vanished in the middle of the night, came back with new things, and not told you anything about what he's been up
Yes,
to.
I'm aware that that would require me to go along with a plan.
You know what happens when you don't go with the plan I want to do.
You know what? Fuck it. We're all going to see Matt.
Okay.
I'm just like, okay, we're taking too long on this. Let's express it. Matt time.
Perfect.
Okay. So, you know, you guys get to, get to the room, knock on the door, prance about a bit, and, you, actually hear, Glinda come up behind you and say, "Oh, he's out."
Where to?
I don't know. He said he needed to catch a good night's worth of rest, and then, 10 minutes later, he said, "I'm good," and, walked out.
Well,
Yeah, he slept in his stomach plane again. Okay.
No, he did not. We've,
Really? Okay.
There was someone who entered into his demi-plane about 30 minutes before he got back, but that wasn't him, because he got back about 30 minutes after that fact.
Oh, it was imposter.
Nope, because it was a different signature. Actually, we just got a signal that it was opened, and no actual signature of anyone going in. We assume someone went in, because otherwise what's the point in opening it? But, you know, outside of that, I don't know too much of anything on what's going on with that.
Any ideas where we could find him?
Well, last thing I remember him saying last night was he was going to go speak to someone about something relating to his father, I think. Which, he didn't ask for a teleport, and typically he goes to one of the people who knows his father to find out what's going on with his father, or what he needs to know about it.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm aware, the only people he really knows are Melody, Diana, and she yawns, a huge fucking yawn. And
Yeah.
You would think people would keep track of the Emperor.
Okay.
I
know where two of those people could potentially be if they were back in the sea.
Well, the problem of me keeping track of him is literally it feels like he's in 3 places at the moment.
No.
Matt, no. That's the fun bit, though. He's using the thing.
I'm
Using what
intrigued
thing?
now. 3 mats, let's go.
Using what thing, Carl? Like, legitimately, I have no idea what you're talking about. What is he using?
The infinite hourglass?
No, this is not a case of the infinite hourglass. Because you guys would have had 3 days worth of different experiences.
Okay, guys. Okay, gang, let's split up.
Oh boy.
Um,
What the
Well,
hell
I
did you
mean,
call me?
Doth,
Yeah.
might be a good idea for you to, if you can, talk with his father, see if he knows where he is. Meantime, I have a feeling at least one of the other two is either going to be at the church or he just freaking walked his way to Absalom, which I'd be
How do you know
extremely
about
impressed
that?
with, all things considered,
Oh no! How do you know about that?
The other one.
because I was there.
Oh.
during.
I like. Do you want me to go through his hideout? Because remember, I was chasing Alvera down when Prey fucking disappeared, and she entered the freaking bar, and then we took her back to the embassy, and then had
Oh yeah,
thing.
Doth was there.
Yeah, Doth knows his little cubby hole, and that's why I'm like,
Yep.
you seem to be,
he knows.
you seem to be buddy buddy with him. So
Not
go
in
ahead
its
and
entirety, but
yeah, it's like you seem to be buddy with him, and you know probably where his usual hiding spots are, or at least know someone within that place since you're there first. Who could potentially find him? See if he knows where Matt is. In the meantime, I can go ahead and go and check the church, I guess, to see if
Is that something you're going to say out
Melody's
openly?
there.
Because that opens up a can of worms.
How so?
You knowing his father is into can of worms, especially since that happened when one of our party members went on a freaking rampage.
So I guess what he's trying to say is your buddy. He doesn't know the extent of it.
Yeah. Like I know you're at least acquaintances with him, therefore you're better to talk to him than any of us. We don't know shit.
Okay.
At least,
so
you basically, even if he's wrong, he doesn't get the whole, oh, I'm lying because he thinks it's true, because he literally has no reason not to think you have some connection to the guy. He is not prying into what it is, but he thinks you have a way to get in contact with him. How accurate that is not unaware on Shadow's level, I think is what he's getting at. A bit of deductive reasoning.
And yet,
Shadow has no idea how, but like, first off, you were there with Praedyth, like before Alvera just went, I'm gonna fucking kill this man. And then, Alvera and him come in and Praedyth's gone. But it's like,
Wait,
it's like,
Carl, give Alvera a second.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, in fact, that even mentioning up this man in recent times still probably would not be a good idea with her around.
Yeah, no, that's the reasoning.
Even though currently with the situation going on, she's not there, or not with anyway, but...
Yeah. It's just one of those, you go see his father, I can go take care of Melody, we need to find out, and probably Diana's
I'm going to assume you used less obvious language with that, because even I would assume you're not that stupid.
No. Carl, the player, is blunt. I think Shadow could have phrased that in a way where.
Okay, yeah, because that would be.
I'm trying to get to the fun bits rather than the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that would have went to a more fun bit, but that would have probably. I don't think we want to do combat today.
Doth, I assume you have some
connections.
I assume you can get in touch with a certain someone.
Let's see what I can do.
But
what did you say you were doing, Gavilan?
I'll go to the other one. Where's that?
Did you actually make out what the name was through the yawn? It was Yep,
He's an Kusanagi.
So, the Kusanagi Trade Union has one of its main buildings in Andron, believe it or not.
So, that would probably have been better for me to go to. Would the mother be there?
Honestly, it's one of those things where you can very quickly pivot to that, because, like, you sneak off for a second.
Oh, yeah.
You ask Praedyth, hey, do you know what's going on? And Praedyth says,
is
no
Praedyth
fucking
on
idea.
talking? Okay, I was going to say, is Praedyth even on talking terms with me right now?
Considering what you've done, you've earned back talking terms. Believe it or not, yeah. Not even just talking terms. It's like, yeah, you know what? Iori isn't a big fan of me, but I trust you. I don't think you'll stab me in the back unless I deserve it. So
The ironic thing is, I'm going to become the most trustworthy member of the party probably by the end of this.
So, as you guys are setting off on your own paths, a familiar face sets in, or at least you think it's replica at first. Fun fact: this person walks in, stretches, yawns, and let me give you some art for a new head of a particular sect of the cult of Nihil.
New head.
A
Oh,
new
Lord.
member of the leadership branch of the nihilistic faiths.
Is this
I
someone?
mean, oh no, he's hot.
She.
That's Loki. Never mind. Okay, it's Loki. She's never mind.
That's not Loki?
That looks like Loki.
This
Maybe-
person's name
Christ.
Please
is-
understand, Hero Forge only has one chin.
it literally does only have one chin. Like,
Muscular.
legitimately, it's a... Yeah, no, this person is muscular because this is someone whose secondary nature is a caster. And I guess a good way of putting this is they walk in, they yawn, they stretch, and they're like, ugh, God, why does she make me do these things? Hello, my name is Exemplum Decidia. It's good to meet you. Probably not so good on your end. Why do I have to get up to do this? I am the head of the cult of Sloth. I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
Cool.
Long story short, yeah, we took some things from you a while back, and we're gonna let them loose for a bit. Have fun with that. And she yawns and stumbles backward and teleports out in the process.
Oh boy, I bet they're
Sort of like yawning and falling back, like they just teleported back to their bed.
Can't imagine.
I just imagine it's just like fall through a teleport, just immediately lands on bed and goes.
More of a situation where, you know, it's like the transmats in D2, where they just sort of poof off into like a blur of like things and then re-teleport, rematerialize in their bed nice and warm. Now, when I said they look sort of like replica, it looks like they have also dyed their hair a different color.
Oh no.
They have similar features to replica, and to those that have seen Nihil, they do look like it's another clone of herself.
Oh, great.
Can't
He
imagine.
likes doing that, doesn't
Yeah, she does seem to like doing that. Religion checks for those of you so inclined to make one at the moment.
Oh, very, very much so.
I'm the
Very-
only one here with a good religion thing, so hold on.
I'm
Shadow,
master.
yeah,
so-
Shadow does have that.
Yeah, you are not. You are not. You're not that good. See, there we go. Bitch.
Oh, I have the
It
exact
was the
opposite,
best of
nat 20.
times. It was the worst of times. So Doth,
Yeah.
Nihil may have cloned herself a couple of times because she needed to shed parts of herself that were too weak to be who she is at the moment.
Okay. So she needed to shed her skin.
Shadow, that's sort of true, but it's actually more of a... There are certain cults that if she were to put anyone other than herself in charge of, would not lead to any productivity. Sloth and Envy would be both of those. Because Sloth
don't-
would lead to someone... Because someone embracing the powers of Sloth, who isn't first name Nihil, last name Nihil, probably would not have the ambition or drive to overcome that in any moment of time. And then if Nihil literally groomed someone to envy other people other than herself, they will probably try and throw a coup, which will not end well for her endgame. So, literally, it is shedding weak parts of themselves, but it's shedding them using some item that you're not really sure what it was. They basically made reflections of themselves using those weak parts.
You know, like creating cults around bad character traits isn't a good idea.
Oh, it's
almost
like
like
incoming for insight check.
it's almost like there's more to the story with that whole thing.
With a 33, could I sense her motive as to specifically when she said, "We're giving shit back to you, have fun with that"?
Shades.
What the fuck she means?
Shades.
Oh, god damn it. Oh, wait.
So,
Not
do
that
you
bad.
remember what the shades were out of curiosity, or who had shades?
I know Matt had shade. I know that.
Seth, Alvaro, and Gavilan.
Yeah, I was gonna say slowly raises my hand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, I don't remember who else in the party had one because I know some were exempt.
In particular, you think it's a shade of Gavilan, of all things, being sent into the
What?
city. Yep.
Whoa.
Because, you know, this shade is a shade built around overwhelming pride, essentially.
I'm not prideful. That is a bad character trait, and I'm perfect.
So all that being said, there is still a
Almighty.
couple of other things, and I'll ask you for a society check. Hey, there's 3 mats. Also,
Oh god, it's...
I don't-
Oh, that's why.
Roll a check to figure out what's going on there.
okay.
Yeah, but still, make
You know
that
what?
fucking
You know what?
spam attack on a
Give me a
34.
guess. Give me a
That
guess.
also the cloney things of Matt.
The shades of Matt.
There's only one shade of Matt. That would account for one of them at best.
Why can't there be?
Well, that would imply they've stolen Matt's anger or Matt's other qualities. Which, as you are probably aware of, the only real bad qualities that get him into trouble are his anger and acting too quickly and rashly on it, and the fact that he seems to be selfless to a fault when he should be taking care of himself.
And that he gets drunk, and that he gets horny, and that he exists, and that he breathes.
To be fair, all of you have gotten
And
drunk,
to be
and that
fair-
is not the worst of the horny people or the drunk people. And Nihil only
Raise his hand.
cultivates. Nihil only cultivates the best of the best sinful natures. And
Then why
Raise his hand.
Brad?
This is much of a great two shoes, apparently. Great.
so, Nihil, but it is one of those things where you basically have went in to try and solve one mystery, and now you're faced with at least 2. So, who's going to the trade union?
I said I was going to the trade union, so I'll go there.
Okay, and who wants to follow Gavilan to see the nice lady in charge of the Kusasagi Trade Union?
Who I am on very good terms with.
Yes.
Somehow.
You remind her of her homeland.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's a joke because is a quarter TN. Technically, more of like a half when you consider how half elves work, but details. So, all that being said, Gavilan Doth, I think, said he wanted to try and talk to her too. Shadow, as to that society check you gave me a bit earlier, you know, it's really one of those things where it's like, why do you expect Glinda to tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help her God? And she's gone. She is not here to be interrogated any further as soon as you realize, oh fuck, she was hiding something. She's always hiding something.
But she's never hiding things.
Way to make me want to interrogate you every time I speak to you later, Glinda.
She again, but it is one of those things where if it wasn't important, she probably would be honest with you about it. Which also raises another question, which is, what the fuck is Glinda hiding? There is a potential little side hook number 3. So you now have 3 mysteries. What the fuck was Matt trying to talk to about with what person last night?
Glinda's a fake.
Meanwhile, I'm T-posing somewhere.
No. What the fuck did?
You're just
what the
asserting
fuck
dominance.
is Glinda hiding? And
I mean, I'm going to continue somewhere. Just.
And where the heck is this shade of Gavilan?
Where in the world is Gavilan Cosendego? However you say it. San Diego.
I actually like Cosendego a lot better than this.
Yeah.
So, there are your 3 little mysteries. Which one are you tackling now? Because you gotta find Glinda first.
Okay.
If only there was another spy master you could talk to.
Yeah, if only.
Yeah, if I...
Fine. I'll go look for Glenda using my society.
I'll be up a second. I'll do whatever. Come back in.
So, Gavilan, I'll go to you first. So, just out of curiosity, because last time you mentioned the big secret you forgot was a secret about you had to squawk in the middle of refined
Well,
company.
I was going to bring up that secret, but not if she's, like, in public.
The Kusanagi Trade Union headquarters in this area does have a private housing area for her, but it requires going through the main gate of a small compound-like building.
Can I just teleport?
I mean, you could, but also, Gavilan, think about what you are now.
I'm a crown prince. I'm important.
Yes, and think about something. Do you know if the Kusanagi Trade Union has any advantage to trading in your part of the Tianjia region? Because if they don't, you could offer a nice trade deal.
Well, I don't know. Bulgaria isn't that wealthy.
Yeah, but it's not so much about Bulgaria being wealthy. You guys have port cities. Yes, they are upriver port cities, but basically offering them the ability to send people and try and spread wealth and...
Oh, Matt, you're right. Therefore, I will go to reception.
So you walk up and there's, I'm curious, do you remember the great, Tanya whatever?
Tanya whatever? No, I don't.
She...
Alright, I'm back.
She was the Kusanagi Trade Union member in the Dwarven Lands. She is currently manning reception. So she looks at you and is like, "Oh, hey, Gavilan, how's your wife doing?" Oh god, what happened?
Great conversation.
She's dead.
You okay there?
Shadow got angry and ate her.
Well, first of all, you two are off doing something else, looking for Linda, right? So, Keat, you gonna respond to that statement there?
You either mute your mic or you need a reset.
He's probably. I think he's in absolute shock at the fact that he's married. But I never.
So, Tonya remembers all of you, but none of you seem to remember her. Fun.
Oh,
I
boy.
have picture. Don't worry, I can give you a visual reminder.
Sorry, my internet has been all wonky. Can you repeat that?
As you walk up to reception, Tonya, the woman from the Dwarven Lands, the Kusanagi trade union member from the Dwarven Lands, looks a little something like this, because I've yet to make a Hero Forge replica, and they are of a particular type of descent that people would refer to as Varisian. The real world equivalent of a Varisian is Romanian.
Oh no, and I'm from Bulgaria. This will end in a fight.
And she's like, "Oh, hey, Gavilan, how's your wife doing?"
Oh, she's dead.
I meant the new one.
Oh, she's alive.
Okay, cool. Cause like, dude, like, I was gonna say that was quick. What do? Wake up in the middle of the night and accidentally fire your gun?
Well, I haven't seen you since the dwarf land. I assumed you were talking about the dwarf one.
Honestly, I never thought that would last, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, well, adventures do it.
I was gonna say more of the ancient dwarven racism kicking in.
Oh no, that was fine.
Really? That didn't affect things or whatever?
I was gonna say, I guess yank on my leg if you get to me or at some point.
I mean, honestly, Alvaro, if you want to interact here, that'd probably be a neat place for you, because you can have someone like Gavilan doing a good amount of talking and interact with, you know. Plus, all you hear is Gavilan is looking into something to do with the person who was responsible for your father's death, and that might lead to some answers if this person knows something.
Matt killed her father?
No, Roma killed her father, and Roma's crime was covered up by Praedyth. Given crime is a very liberal term.
I mean, quite literally, Alvaro had just been hiding out in her room until she finally eventually came out.
So,
of course, too, she was
wait a second. I have the perfect way for you to answer this question of why you would be here. Hey, Gavilan, you have some memories that maybe can help ease your best friend's mind. And your best friend isn't doing. Your homie is going through a lot right now. So you can say, yeah, exactly. So you can say, they said to you, "Hey, would you mind going on a random adventure with me?" You're gonna do the exact same thing, and it'd be rude of them not to oblige you.
All right.
So as long as you feel like doing that, that's why Alvaro is here. And Tonya says, "Oh, I don't remember you being with them in the Dwarven lands. When did they end up joining Gavilan?"
Oh yeah, this is Alvaro. She joined when she's here now.
Ah, I see.
And she's a valuable member.
Ah, I see.
She's probably holding her snake as well. She figured out.
Anyway, we're here to see Kusanagi woman.
Oh, you're here to see the boss. Let me. Okay, yep. Follow me. She's like, let me try and check with her, and then it seems like she immediately gets a message, send them in, dumbass. And she says, "Yeah, I know the name Tonya, whatever, is weird. I actually had a different last name, but could never remember it because it sounded weird and was hard to pronounce. So they just call me Tonya, whatever." Because called me Tonya, whatever your name is, and they just shortened it to whatever.
That's harsh.
So you guys,
meanwhile, in the back of my head is snake hours.
You guys find yourself walking up to a back door of what appears to be a building isolated by itself. And, she knocks 3 times in a weird pattern and it opens itself. And she says, "Go on in. I won't disturb you any further." And she walks away.
Okay.
So you guys enter in, and is like, "Oh, Gavilan, it's so great to see you. And Alfura, I hope you're doing well. I understand that," and she's literally looking at you, Alvaro. She says, "I understand that you've been through a lot recently. And if I can be of any assistance, please let me know. I'm more than willing to answer questions. Would you like some tea? I have some Tien, brews at the moment."
I mean, I guess whatever would help.
Ah, well, a nice herbal tea never seems to hurt. Let me go start boiling the water. And then she's like, oh, right, magic, forgot about that. Okay, take yourself a nice seat. I'm gonna get the good porcelain.
I sit down. By the way, Albert,
Huh?
when I am king of Bulgaria, I'm going to need a spy master.
Uh, and she kind of just like silently groans and just kind of leans over, like thinking to herself, "Oh dear God."
You want the job?
Oh, right, Sass. So, Keith and I decided the actual name of the country was a bit too hectic, so we're just calling it Bulgaria.
Eventually, a better name will be thought of, but this is an incentive to do so.
Yes.
Oh,
We're only
hail
calling
my
it Bulgaria
king
because nobody
of
can seem to
Bulgaria.
remember the name.
It's not remembering it, it's pronouncing it. It literally has A-L-A-L-A-L-A.
La la la.
Yeah, like a la 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 la.
La, 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 la.
Like, it's a really weird name.
La 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 la.
Hey, Matt, why don't you just ask your Pathfinder captain whenever you see him next? How the fuck do you pronunciate
I know how to
this?
pronunciate it. It's just a tongue twister, so I'd rather call it something else. Plus, it's no longer a Taldane colony, so I'd rather call it something else.
Fair.
Plus, when the lore books come out, we might have to change.
Birdland. Anyway.
Yep.
Anyways, digressing.
And side questing. To, Alvera, he did ask you a question.
So she just kind of looks at him, it's like,
So,
uh,
you know, as this is going on, is setting up some, like, tea sets for you all. Putting out the nice sugar, the nice cream, you know, high quality stuff.
I'm offering you
she kind of like
a government for my diamond buddy.
She kind of like sits up. It's like, it depends, but you'd also kind of need to go over that thing with me later. And then she just kind of like silently like talks to herself, like, if you'll even be able to say anything about it.
That deal.
So, as is pouring you some tea, she says, so typically with TN brews, they're more of a green color, but this is a black TN brew tea. It's unique. It's also pretty expensive, at about $50 a bag, or 50 gold a bag.
Why, me and my new spy master would love a cup.
Oh, of course, and I can make as much of this as necessary. I understand you have some questions for me.
Yeah, have you seen Matt?
Oh, well,
I was gonna say she kind of looks over, it's like,
Because he
wait,
may
what was
be
Matt?
in danger.
and she's like, no, he's fine.
Oh, okay. How is he? What? So you've seen him?
Oh, yeah, no, he's been going and she's like, I actually he's fine, but
and you can kind of see Alvera getting a little weird
once
about
upon a time, I abandoned him, and then could never really keep myself completely separated. I funded a lot of wars to make sure that kids had food and clothing and a decent upbringing, because technically he wasn't allowed to be treated any differently from any other orphan. So in order to give him a respectable upbringing, I had to raise the financial ceiling of the orphans in the care of both the churches he grew up raised by.
God, Matt's upbringing was weird.
Oh yes, it was. Especially because I thought, oh, I'll give him to Pradith, and Pradith will be able. And then he just said, no, actually, I'm like the worst person for this.
I'm gonna go do crime.
He was always weird about that after that point too, because don't get me wrong, Pradith wasn't
say it
always.
Alfred is kind of like slouching back a bit. It's like.
Pradith hasn't always been the most straight and narrow person, but the first thing he was stealing was evidence to give to police to put more dangerous criminals behind bars. He used to be quite a noble figure in the city of Absalom.
I'm sure he was. So anyway, back to Matt.
I'm getting to that point. So, about 2 years ago, he noticed I was still keeping an eye on him, making sure he was, getting taken care of, and he dropped an item or two off with me. One of which is a, honestly, I can't remember too much of the shape of it, but I gave that to him last night because he was seeking a, bit of additional power. Make sure, take care of the people around him. Very typical things he does.
Yes,
Carl.
Or story.
But he pushed a button on it, fell unconscious for a couple of hours. He woke up, and then next thing I knew, he was studying in my library while simultaneously running home.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Pradith. This is Matt.
This is Matt. Pradith left me an item to give to him, and next thing you know, I swear he's in like 5 different places.
So he's now multiple people, and one of them is studying here.
Alvara's just kind of like slowly getting up from her seat.
Technically, I think so, but when I last went to check on him, there was a book lying on the floor and he was nowhere to be seen. So it could also be the fact that I haven't slept in 4 days.
Maybe he just learned mirror image.
What?
Maybe he just learned mirror image.
No, mirror image is different. We're talking something like making a simulacrum, which wouldn't exactly be something someone like him would do. Also, he was passed out for 2 hours, and again, could just be, I haven't slept in 4 days. They make potions to, well, I was about to say, they make potions to give you a full night's worth of sleep. They're expensive, but using them for about 3 days in a row can start messing with your active ability to perceive reality, especially if you pair it with caffeine, which I have.
Whoa, she's been taking trucker juice.
Trucker juice.
Meanwhile, Alvarez just kind of like backed away from the conversations, just kind of like quiet, but not really facing anybody either.
Are you okay, Nasta?
So
anyway,
walks up to Alvar and she says, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?"
Sure.
And she takes you into a little side room and she sits you down on a nice couch and she sits down across from you and she just says, "I know the history. I know a lot of things. But one of the things I am aware of is that a good way of putting this is that I know talking about Pradith is a sore spot for you. But
wow,
the thing
a
about
little more than a sore spot, but
the thing about Pradith is he's a sore spot for me too. Don't get me wrong, I have fond memories of the guy, but our relationship has been torn apart and built back up again so many different times. The man is not consistent. He apparently had been puppeted for years. It's likely that the instance you're having a problem with could be one of those situations. I I understand losing a parent, especially a father, at a young age, Alvera. My father, well, I didn't come from too much. I was actually circus folk. My father was a ringmaster and he was murdered. Next thing you know, I'm traveling with some of the greatest heroes the world had ever seen, and next thing you know, they're gone. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So, if if it would help you, I can help you. I can help you find a way to get in contact with them, which I know may not be the easiest thing for you, but it's it's one of these things where sometimes talking to the beast of your nightmares can help you come to terms with it.
I mean, I guess I should just kind of like slouches back a little bit. I mean, I don't really know if it's much of a good idea considering the rage I've felt recently now and then.
Really, rage you felt recently now and then. That's and she literally looks at you and is like, does was there any start point to this? Any what led to this overwhelming feeling of rage?
Well, it kind of goes back a little bit when I pretty much made the mistake of asking about what happened with him with Aquaria, finding myself in the plane of water at some point.
Have
Had a little
you
bit of some.
do you mind if I clarify something with your friend Alvera?
Hmm.
I just want to ask Avalon a question. In the meanwhile, and she like pulls out from behind her what appears to be a nice little platter that has it's like one of those platters that has a little stand to it, and it just has like cake, and she puts a plate and a fork and a knife there, and just says, "Have a slice while I'll be right back."
Okay.
Okay.
Is this mind controlled? Is this mind controlled, cake?
Always.
Always.
So comes back to you, Cavalon, and she's like, "Hey, just out of curiosity, have you guys ran into any of Nihil's more powerful servants recently?"
Define more powerful.
I don't know, one of the ones that may or may not look like them.
Oh, yes, we've ran into many, at least 2 clones of her and a dude.
Okay. Um, has she been acting odd recently?
Oh, she did stab herself.
Oh, yeah.
Not stab, shoot.
She did shoot herself. Classic Alvera.
Looks at you like, sort of like locks the door from the other side, walks up to you, is like, did someone like do a high level dispel magic on her recently?
I don't know.
I think we should try that again, because if it did happen, it probably didn't work.
Oh, alright. Yeah, it is kind of weird how no one even questioned that she shot herself.
I mean, probably a different variable, but like, what else was going on when she shot herself?
Oh, there was a dude there. His name was one syllable. I forget what it was, but he's a big, like deathy dude.
Oh. Yep.
I think it was Ned.
Yep. I think I got this.
Okay,
So.
I'm gonna follow a lead real quick.
What do you mean follow a lead?
I'm gonna go into the study.
Oh yeah, sure. So you go into the study, and I'll tell you what you find in just a second. So Alvera, in the middle of you eating cake, you suddenly feel like some urge to get out of there kick into you in some like feral state. And then through the door, you see her walking in, and she sees you like that, and she's like, "Oh, this interesting." And then from behind you, you just feel a hand hit your head, and you feel something that's been bothering you for a while just pulse its way out in just a pulse of magic to your system. Because Pradith rolled a 4.
On?
A
Hold on a
spell
minute.
magic check. Melody needed a 3 and she got a 2. Pradith also needs a 3 and he got a 4. Because is not powerful enough to dispel that shit. That's the fun thing. So,
I need a 3.
Yeah, literally, it's a 3 for a dispel magic check of a 10th level spell for their spell proficiency and their level. But
Failed.
they got a 2. So it had some effect, but not entirety of the effect.
Wow.
So Alvera, here's the thing. You remember the illusion you saw when you ended up shooting yourself.
Oh boy.
Immediately. And you thought you were pulling your gun on someone else, didn't want to pull the trigger on them, so you turned it on yourself. It flashed between a few figures in your life, and that also led to the turbulence with the memories, because it seemed like someone didn't have complete control over you and was trying to break you in order to regain that control. And you hear the voice of a man you've held a lot of anger against say, "That's odd. There must be something in proximity to you that was able to keep that control running."
Alright. Were they good? Yeah, they were right. I only had 1.5 though. Yeah, because that's how we got, Michael.
Anyways, so Alvera, you basically just see like Pradith unarmed behind you, sort of like thinking out loud about some things.
Considering she had been pretty angry at the whole thing before, but of course also kind of being feeling like she's slightly cornered is gonna kind of freak out a little bit.
And Pradith says, "Oh, apologies. I'm sorry. I came because I was told that you were suffering from an ailment I had suffered through for years, and it was on a level that didn't think she could quite dispel it."
I was gonna say, and she pretty much just like can't even find her words to say anything, but she is still relatively like, oh Jesus.
Relax, Alvera. I mean you no harm, and I cannot apologize anywhere near enough for what has happened to you. And I know an apology will not suffice.
I was gonna say she just kind of like grabs her head a little bit. It's like I'm kind of recalling things I didn't remember.
Yes, it seems like a dominate spell was still having its control over you. Which is why I said it felt like there must have been someone within proximity of you each morning.
I didn't even know that was going on.
Well, of course not. It's a dominate spell. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I would like to explain some of the actions I've made. Because, well, I I know what you were probably told is that I care a lot about Roma, and I wouldn't have thrown her out or tossed her aside, but she broke a rule. Doesn't matter how special she was to me, I wouldn't have forgiven her of my own volition. The rules are in place to make sure things like that don't happen without people like you getting justice for them. But rather, the reason why I did nothing at the time was because of the fact that years ago, I tried and stop a foe that I was nowhere near able to even comprehend, let alone defeat. But they couldn't bring themselves to kill me. Rather, decided to use me as a pawn for years. My son being born and me having some momentary lapse of control from them was the only way I was able to break myself out of that.
I, I see.
And it took years for me to finally find a way to get it out of my system entirely. So when sent me a sending saying someone was suffering through something like that, I came out of my way to help them. I know you think that I'm the worst, and I'm going to be honest with you. I am. I want to try and do something productive with that knowledge of what I've done. And I can't do that from behind bars. I can't tell you too much of what I'm doing at the moment, but know what we've done is in the middle of its atonement. And know that other than submitting my life to you, I'm more than willing to help you deal with what has been going on with you in any way I can.
I mean, I, I, I suppose I can't really decline that. I mean, because she just kind of seems like she's a little overwhelmed with things at the moment.
Yes, I I'm curious about something if you don't mind me asking.
Huh?
Well, out of curiosity, have there been any members of your group that have been going out of their way more frequently to be around you?
Uh, I mean, at least maybe. I'm trying to think. Um, I know at least one, but I thought there's maybe another, but I'm not so sure.
What is the name of the one?
Seth.
Ah, I see. Well, to make sure that the problem of this controlling effect being resolved, I'm going to speak with them relax. I don't need to do anything rash. I know my way around what I think the situation is. All that being said, please, do take care of yourself. And that cake is quite good. It's a favorite of mine. And, yeah, it's sweeter than anything I've ever done, so enjoy it. And Praedyth, of course, flutters off in a flurry of cards.
I was gonna say she just kind of looks over. It's like, well, uh,
Yeah, that's interesting to say the least. So you want some something other than that cake, or maybe I'll leave you alone. Think about things for a second. Unless leaving you alone is the worst option, in which case I can stay here and we can talk about literally anything you want.
I mean, considering I am remembering something that I didn't even know I had somewhere in my head now coming back to me, I'm not really sure I can be quiet about that.
Oh, in that case, why don't I sit down and you can tell me what's going on? Let Mama hear all of your worries.
I mean, it's at least to do with what happened recently. My apparent shooting, she like air quotes shooting myself thing.
So I'm gonna come back to you in just a second. I want to switch over to what Keita's finding very quickly.
Well, I wanted to use my reading ring to read the book that Matt was reading.
Yeah, so, the title, of the book is, the, Search for the Lost Heir of Talador's Dormant, Throne.
My God. Everyone's been born with brown hair except for Matt. What does this mean?
It means that Matt is a Ulfin, at least half.
Matt Baratheon is an imposter.
So what the book reads, at least in like the first 20 pages of it, that you literally it falls face down, so you know exactly what page he started on. Within the 20 pages before and after that page, before he seemingly vanished, you hear the name Thesa Dragnu.
Oh, so this is what reading is like. Kind of overrated.
And in particular, Keat, do you remember the name Thesa?
Thesa, no.
What if I put the word Warden Thesa?
Yes, I know who this is.
And it's the supposed answer to a book that asks the question of who the lost heir to Princess Eutropia Stavian's throne is.
Wow, it's weird there's just a book about that.
And, you know, about like 30 minutes after you get in, Ur's like, what are you doing with that book? That's a one-of-a-kind item, penned by one of my great investigators.
I'm reading!
She looks at you and is like, okay, how? And then you just see her alight with magic. I'm giving you like 5 seconds to prove you're the real Gavilan.
I found this magic ring!
Oh. And she like calms down instantly. It's like, yep, that's the most Gavilan thing you could have possibly said.
I to imagine that it sounds like Stephen Fry when it says things.
So, Ur's like, yeah, Alvera was, still mind-controlled.
She was wait, still? What?
Yeah, I did some additional digging. That first dispel magic didn't work.
I didn't know we dispelled magic on her at all. When was she mind controlled?
I believe based upon what we talked about and who else I talked to about it, it had something to do with replica.
How long ago did this happen?
About the same time you guys started on your little journey through Andrin.
So my friendship diamond, her saying yes to be my spellmaster. It was all a lie.
No. The spy master thing wasn't something that was being controlled, and the friendship diamond is precious, and you should review it as such because that was before the mind control.
Ooh, I bet that would make a great cannonball.
God damn it.
I don't think that would be the greatest side of your friendship because, you know, that was before she was mind controlled. Maybe I should have been more
Who
specific.
says you can't use friendship as a weapon?
Yeah. Have you met her?
Tie
Firing
it to
that
a
out of
chain,
the
make it a
gun
wrecking
could be
ball.
the best thing I could do with it.
Or you could turn it into a club.
Yeah, pimp cane would be cool. Anyway, enough of that. So what are we talking about?
You need to probably head back to your barracks because Pradith is going to talk to one of the people there.
Ah, all right. Well, this book here reveals nothing that neither me or Matt didn't already know.
No, he actually asked if I had any idea who the lost heir to Eutropia Savian was, so it
We already
definitely
knew
revealed.
that.
Like, definitively?
I mean,
You
pretty
had
much.
reason to assume, but according to him, there wasn't any definitive proof, and
Someone kind of flat out told us it was that one. I don't remember who though. Also, you had this book this entire time.
It's a one-of-a-kind item, and it is literally something I commissioned.
Huh, you could have just told him.
I could have, but the kid likes to read, so, you know.
It's overrated if you ask me. Anyway, so I guess we'll go do that.
Yeah. Also, apparently he's been spotted over, in the red light district.
Well, that does sound like him. Oh, by the way, there's another me. It's very prideful, unlike me. It's evil. Kill it if you see it. Bye.
What do you mean?
Bye.
He is lucky I like him. So you and Alvera get heading back to base, and Alvera, what was that conversation going down out of curiosity?
It was more so that she was just explaining what she saw from when she had pretty much kind of like quote unquote blacked out. More so going along the lines of that she encountered just some sort of weird entity kind of thing. And that was pretty much just kind of like pulling a lot of strings and pushing a lot of buttons with her leading up to the point of quote unquote shooting herself. But
I mean, it was sort of you pulling the trigger. It wasn't like it was one of those things where it was not entirely someone else pulling the trigger. Like the control wasn't strong enough to last through something like that without other stimulus, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why those people both had to be there, essentially. Anyways, so that being said, that's that conversation. Irwood tried to do what she can to comfort you before talking to Gavilan. Meanwhile, in Shadow's neck of the woods, where are you at, Shadow?
Carl.
I think it's time for another ad from the Silence Company, everyone. We'll be right back. So Carl Yeah, so, I, this, this side quest has definitely been interesting, and I'm actually seeing a potential follow-up for this, believe it or not. However, before I want to do anything with that, considering what I've put into motion, if I go down the route I'm thinking, I need a stat block for at least one thing. So with all of that being said, very quickly before we leave, if you want to talk to Abishola about everything, we'll call that our last little bit today, because before we continue on the other route, I'm realizing I need a stat block for what I'm thinking of. So, so even my announcement plans don't go to plan. See? No problems with messing up a schedule. That being said, I will still try and start the Taldor arc in April, on the weekend of April 1st. How far I get is to be determined. But with that being said, I believe Abishola was the other person you guys need to talk to, so why don't you give her a talk to?
And
Okay.
who's doing that?
Theoretically speaking, we would be, like, infinite hourglassing this. So, you know, anyone can do this. It's just a matter of who wants to pry.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'd do with Ayatollah Kubedi. I get that brain fart. Ashtola. She's a spy master. Shadow is trust in her. I don't have any real reason to question her. I've got trust in the party and their decisions, like in character and out.
It's not so much. I would point out that Abishola comes from a place that brags about its belief in being accepting and inclusive, but when you were there, seemed the complete opposite of what yeah, that's the whole thing. And while I hinted at what that was in a different campaign, I didn't quite hint at it in this one, so.
What would I ask her?
I mean, theoretically speaking, she is a spy master associated to Matt, too, so you can theoretically use this opportunity to try and get some information on both fronts. Maybe even find out what Glinda's up to.
I just don't know what I would ask.
That's the thing. Like, would she know anything? You said she's on there with Glinda. Is Glinda up to anything? Is there any way I'd be able to verify?
I don't know her enough to know what she is and is not hiding.
Abishola is technically also your inferior in rank, so it's not exactly like they can lie to you without consequences.
That wouldn't be something I'd press. Like my character's very big on the freedom thing. Like,
yes, your
oppression.
character, it's not necessarily oppression, because if Abishola is resistant to tell you anything, then forcing the rank on them would be one thing, but, you know, making sure they're aware of your rank, then proceeding with the conversation is a different thing, because if, say, hey, just so you know, I'm blah, 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 or literally, I guess a good way of saying this is, I can show you the conversation, Doth, but you gotta ask the question. Whatever that question is. Nothing happens until you swing the bat.
It looks like Doth.
I'm trying to think. Do you know if Glinda's up to anything like really bad with Matt, dude?
From what I've gathered, Matt has some plan or another to try and lure out the mastermind behind the assassinations of the court of Taldor.
The court of Taldor was assassinated.
No, it wasn't assassinated yet, but there's always assassins in Taldor, just like there's always slavery in Shellyax.
Well, slavery is something that needs to be abolished. I don't like that.
Well, yeah, especially slip slavery. That's abhorrent.
No, that's good. Enslave all the slips.
I'm going to break your neck.
You would defend a filthy slip.
Gavilan, Gavilan, before you say anything, a slip is a derogatory term for a halfling, a dwarf, or
I
a
am
gnome.
perfectly aware of what a slip is. I put
This
them on
is
the giant
something I
fork.
would break your neck over. This
I
is
put
not-
the slip
Gavelot,
on the giant fork.
I'm gonna break your neck if you were to.
so Amashula says, but, yeah, no, Glinda's not really up to anything, and oddly enough, I have no idea what this plan is. Probably because it's something that, it's better for me to be read in at a different location or time on it.
I need you to keep in touch with me about this.
I'll try to keep in touch where
Try
I
to-
can.
Where you can. This boy's prone to getting involved in shit that nearly gets everyone killed. It's like, oh, woe is me. I would die for my group. You'd be very useful dead.
You're the reason we die.
Yeah, that sort of behavior is the reason we fucking croak.
I mean, you guys all seem
gonna
pretty
say-
alive at the moment.
So just a quick question: would I be needed for anything at the moment?
Not necessarily. You can enjoy this conversation if you just want to sit back.
I mean, I was just asking because I was gonna get up and go make dinner. That's
Yeah,
why
of
I was
course.
asking.
Go ahead.
Dinner, go take a break if this
Yep.
stuff's a bit like you are not needed. Like
Oh,
I've told you multiple times, if I can't handle sex,
I mean,
this
I'm just asking. Like, if I'm needed at some point, I
Oh.
might as well. Ask.
No, Seth, you can't eat dinner. But yeah, that.
Look, bitch, stay in here, or I'm gonna scream and shout and
Yeah, no, go and take care of yourself,
Eat.
Silver.
Eat.
So Abishola is
Okay.
going to look at you both and is like, you all seem pretty alive to me. Also, yes, his behavior of, like, doing these sorts of things gets you in these situations on such a frequent occasion. It's totally not like it's more related to the fact that you're looking for a powerful artifact and have made powerful enemies in the process.
Oh, I need to process something my friends.
Okay.
Also, are you saying that you guys would be better off with him dead out of curiosity?
We would be better off with him telling us what the fuck he's up to, so he's not leading himself into some suicidal death trap.
Yeah.
If he's better off dead, there's been multiple points where you can just let him die. No one here wants him dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a pretty extreme take. I figured it was more of something else.
Yeah, if we wanted him dead, we've got a bard here, and there's been multiple times where he's been on death's door where I think wouldn't be too hard. I thought I would, but
it's understandable. I would recommend that. And she sort of looks down for a second, looks up, is like, selflessness, huh? That's the problem? Really?
It's selfless, but it's to the point of selfishness. Like, no one cares about me. Everyone would be better off dead. Everyone would be dead if it wasn't for this dipshit. He dies, everyone dies. You cut off the head, the body dies. It's not like a Hydra or something.
Oh, yeah, I understand that, but selflessness? He just helps any random person?
It mostly helps us. He cares about his found family and shit, because you grow up without that stuff. You kind of reach out to anything within arm's length and grab it and snag it.
So selflessness might be the wrong term. Maybe you're looking at an overabundance of loyalty.
Yeah. Like, if he finds out some nasty things, let's say the not crazy shit, really wouldn't surprise me if everything we've been fighting for is a lie, and the first time, and I'm getting a bit too attached, but I think,
I mean, I guess, I mean, I don't know. I don't think, I think it's one thing for someone to say they would take a bullet for you, but I think that the phrase doesn't necessarily always imply the action.
Well, we've got to take a bullet for you, but it's good to know where the bullet's coming from. And if you're going off on your own to take the bullet, you're dead.
I agree. So
Alone isn't really dying for you. That's more fanciful suicide.
I agree with that. So you're looking for Glinda or Matt?
Both. No. You kind of cleared things up with Glenda. She's not up to shit. I trust your intel on that. Where's Matt? Where's the boy?
Spending time with Lelina or Melina.
All right. We've got conflicting reports. He seems to be all over the place. Is he doing like some duplicate bullshit?
Not to my knowledge.
All right.
Also, Glinda is probably telling you he's all over the place because that might be my problem.
Oh, fill me in.
I, as the spy master for Melina and Layla, have been trying to get some time for them with, you know, the whole situation, which has been a bit of a trial with you guys being on the road. And Glinda might just be telling you he's all over the place because, you know, he might have figured some things out, and there might be some plan going forward that he might not tell you everything about, but at the moment, maybe Glinda is just being nice and is trying not to have him get distracted by...
True.
So...
She's been a lot less aggressive towards us recently. Alright.
As far as where those two are at, last place I saw them was over in the red light district, and I've told her that because I've been wondering what the hell happened, considering he's been over there pretty much the whole night, which I have no idea what their relation is, but that also horrifies me.
Yeah, I'll let Keith explain this stuff. This is a bit.
I'm not there.
Well, regardless, I wanted to know what was going on there, so I figured if there was some non-innocent connection, I would point out where those two were to that person, and then make sure I had a tail on those two.
All right,
so,
we'll keep it for you.
Well, he's accounted for, basically what I'm getting at.
All right.
Why Glinda might be telling you he's in a couple of places is not only maybe she's trying to give them privacy, but also maybe part of the maybe part of the reason she nor him are telling you about this plan is because, and that's why I'm thinking about the whole loyalty thing. Maybe this is one of these instances where he can't really explain the plan because it requires you not to know about it.
Alright.
And honestly, that would seem out of character for him, if I'm being honest. Yes, he doesn't tell you things frequently enough, but typically they wouldn't be plans he wouldn't tell you about. Typically they're things, based upon what I've read, of, oh, hey, I have X problem with family that, you know, doesn't really get involved in my life. Or, hey, I have X spell I'm working on and have done something that is not exactly the ideal way about going about it, but probably won't end up with me dead. Something like that a plan not telling you about, he either doesn't think you not knowing about it is the biggest concern, or he feels the need to keep you out of the loop, which the first option, the prior option, seems like the more significant option.
Probably. I'll take it your word on this.
So, all that being said, I have a feeling there's actually a bigger interest, because I've been a member of this mercenary crew and in this area for about I've been a member of this mercenary crew for a month, and I've been in this area for about 2 weeks, and I've actually not heard anything from you guys outside of Shadow. So, you actually feeling a bit concerned about it.
Yeah.
That's understandable. He's not the most outgoing amongst you all.
He definitely isn't. He's
Ah.
usually half most of the damn time.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. He was the person who ended up recruiting me. I thought he was interesting then, and I have a feeling that, Matt was playing a bit of matchmaker without telling anyone about it, and it worked out.
Well, they
Basically,
wouldn't show
all that happened.
That's good at this, but I'll take it your word if you're happy.
Yeah, I prefer men that aren't as experienced in the world as I am.
I can't imagine.
And I did want to talk to you all about something, but that can wait for a bit later. If you ever find yourself around the Osirian area on your journeys, send me give me a sending, because I have something I desperately need your help with in that region.
So, alright, we will do that.
Okay, well, good luck on whatever it is you're gonna head off to next, and I'm sure there's other things needing to be done, but for now, keep safe.
Alright, yeah. We'll put Alvera down as gently as possible. They won't feel like damn.
What?
Oh, don't worry about it.
So
I just came back.
Oh, you weren't supposed to wake up yet. Your neck's going to be broken. Don't worry. You're gonna
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to eat my sandwich, and you're talking about putting me down. What the fuck?
Don't worry about it.
So, long story. I guess a good way of putting this is, as you guys are walking back from that conversation, Doth, you basically see a card out of place on the windowsill, and you pick it up, and you find yourself on the roof, and Prada says to you, and by the way, this is the final line before next session for you and whoever else is there. Prada tells you, Doth, how well do you actually know Seth? And we'll see you next time. That's the end of session. That's it. I will get stat blocks. I have plans. I have plans for fun. I'm going to leave the actual fighting of the armies to the other group. Because I think I can do 4 fights there and be done by the end of tomorrow with that. And thus not skip a beat heading into the next arc.
Will and Lucas are probably the people that want to see combat the most. So
I think Lucas would like to see combat just so he has a better grasp on it going forward.
Yeah, and who better than Will to...
Yeah, exactly. So, that's actually it for session today, because I need a stop block. And we'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.